Hey guys, Thunder here, and I am back with the INORL Racing Network to bring you live, flag-to-flag coverage of the INORL Insomniac Elite Series. Today we are here at Pocono, also known as the Tricky Triangle here, for the, I believe, 14th round of the season. Yes, 14th round. This track proved to have a very interesting race last season. Now, for those who did not see the lights race, I may have talked about it there. You can clearly see that the track has been repaved. Yeah, got some brand new pavement on this track. Good to see this track have some new life. And the barriers have been moved around the track. We'll be seeing that. We'll be seeing more of that during the race. But yeah, coming off of Silverstone, Cosmic Nova is now your championship leader, of Dylan Young in second. The big story in this week, though, not a lot of big stories this week. It's been a pretty quiet week, although qualifying produced some big stories, as yeah, Cosmic Nova and Dylan Young started in the last two spots on the grid. Yeah, the top two in the championship. Yeah, Cosmic Nova and Dylan Young. Young starts 40th, Nova starts 41st, which at the current time is last. Yeah, 41st is last on the grid, as there's only 41 cars left. There's only 41 cars on the grid after KSI's shutdown. But here is Pocono. This track, pretty tough track to drive on. Hopefully we'll see a good race here. The lights race, after all, the lights race was fantastic. Although, again, no word on Nico Polyakov's medical condition. That's a Slim Jim Series driver. Well, ex-Slim Jim Series driver now, with the Slim Jim Series season over. Polyakov will not be returning that series. There's rumors that he was going to the IAS. There's rumors of him going to the IAS, but I don't know. I hope he's okay. He took a pretty massive hit. Baron Praxis has checked out, though. Praxis is okay, but Polyakov still... Although Polyakov has been held in the local hospital here in Pocono, Pennsylvania, and we do hope he's okay. The young Russian there, very talented driver. We hope he'll be okay. And if he does get an IS drive, we do wish him the best in his endeavors. But that's enough talking. Let's get down to the track for our starting lineup, in which Brandon Wood takes out the pole. Yeah, you heard right. Brandon Wood is on the pole here. This is his third pole award this is his third career pole, as he scored 2 poles last season. Wood's always been good in qualifying. He's actually been showing some decent pace last season, although the man who's shown the most pace all weekend is right beside him. That is Nick Pericles in the 31. Pericles has not scored in a while, though. He is 36 from the points, if I am correct. And Pericles needs a good run. Although he's got a good shot here, as Pericles, again, Pericles has overall shown the most pace out of any driver this week. He hasn't topped the sessions, but he's been in the top 5 in both of them. The drivers who topped both sessions were DJ Curtis, surprisingly, and then Dylan Young in the second session. Once again, Dylan Young has a fast car, but not a good starting spot. Row 2, we have Kyle Sinoski. This is his home race, although it's going to be the last time he'll be racing here, as Sinoski is retiring at the end of the season. Beside him is Alex Hawkins in the 5, needs to rebound from his poor run at Silverstone. Row 3, Norman Miller, who is starting to become a much more visible title contender, and beside him is Tristan Wilhoit, who had a good qualifying run, but he hasn't shown a whole lot of pace this week. Row 4, Kyle Miller. This is a backup car. He crashed his primary in practice, and beside him is Bernhard Strauss, another good qualifying run for the young German. And then right your top 10, we have Ian Dutta in the 22 and Reese Black in the 05. Here's the rest of your lineup. Here's Curtis, and here's Duncan. By the way, they did get those numbers fixed. They look a little better now. David Valzak here to 99. This is going to be the last season for that Ratchet & Clank movie scheme, as of course, Ratchet & Clank movie will be coming out very soon. So, no need. So, there's not going to be a need for that scheme anymore. And here you see it, Dylan Young and Cosmic Nova final 2 spots on the grid. Very surprised to see this, and but it's going to produce it could produce a very interesting twist in the championship fight. But without further ado, let's get the engines fired up and let's go racing.
Drivers, start your engines!
Just like what we talked about the transporter. At the end of pit road, the last pit box is a timing line. So the last white line on pit exit is the line. Big thumbs up, my friend. Have a good time.
Brent, the tricky triangle. 3 turns here. A very unique track here in the Pocono Mountains. The pace car is heading in though. Brandon Wood gonna lead the field down to the green. Pericles on his outside, and we're green. We're rocking at Pocono. As they head down into turn number 1, it's gonna be a big cluster of cars here probably. Actually pretty civil. Oh no, Miller just steps out, makes it free wide. Inside, not the preferred line here. Oh, he almost wrecked Miller. He got into him there. Luckily, these Gen 6 cars have proven to be rather stiff at times, and it's actually helpful at some point. And Sanofsky gonna try and make the move here. She's gonna try and make it stick. That 31 though, maybe a tough car to get by. Pericles has been fast all week. Sanofsky though, he had the preferred line there, but he hasn't managed to clear him. Pericles is still there. And the outside preferred line into turn number 1. Pericles may get himself a good run here. We're gonna see, yes, good run off the outside for Pericles, and he will hold on a second, it looks like. Yes, he will. Now Pericles is gonna try and chase down Brandon Wood. Let's see when he tries to make a move. Again, that's a very fast car he's got there. Can't stress that enough. He was top 5 in both practice sessions. Pericles may finally be able to get those points he's been wanting so badly. But I think he wants more. I think he wants a win. Imagine if we get a win. That would be something. Can't make the move on Wood quite yet, though. There's a big cluster of cars back there. You can see it is kind of hard to pass here at Pocono. At least the repaved, reconfigured one. You can see the walls, by the way. You can see how the walls are a lot closer to the track. Although there was a rather nasty incident here off of this turn right here. This is where that big wreck in the lights race was at. Poyakov, he hit the wall that kind of jets out back there. Sanofsky, oh, top 3 broken away. Sanofsky's gonna try and take second now. He's gonna try again. The Team Umbrella cars. They've shown some pace, although Sanofsky, I guess he was sandbagging because he was pretty slow in the practice sessions, but I guess he was sandbagging because that car looks pretty good, although it seems he hasn't gotten the hang of the reconfigured Pocono, as once again he tries to make a move in turn 1. You can't make a move there. Hawkins now on his inside. Hawkins was good here last season. Yeah, Hawkins was really good at this track last year, and he is trying to make it stick now. He is staying behind the 46 at the moment. These guys, in order to make it past, he's going to need some drafting help, though. And these guys aren't really getting it. Kyle Miller there in the 42A, he's moved in the 5th. Will Hoyt trying to take 6th here, but again, no drafting help. No help at all, actually, for Will Hoyt. We've heard that Will Hoyt Developments is having some financial difficulties, so there's a chance they may not be on the grid next season. I do hope this is not the case, though, as Tristan Wilhoit, always a good guy to be around. The only Alaskan in the series, or at least I believe so. I do believe that's the case. Yeah, Wilhoit, the only Alaskan in the series. He has some talent, but these cars just need some further development. I guess we know why they've been struggling so much. They just don't have the money to get all those up-to-date parts. we do believe that they're actually using Team Thunder cars from last season, so yeah. They're kind of strapped for, that team's kind of strapped for cash, and I mean, it kind of shows, yeah. Because as I just mentioned, yeah, they're running Team Thunder cars from last season. I believe Will Hoyt is running, I think Will Hoyt may actually be running William Duncan's car from the previous season. Oh! Battle for the lead. Pericles trying to make a move on Brandon Wood. He's got a good run on the 32 this time, but he doesn't have the help. That really seems to be a common occurrence here. Try to make a move and then no drafting help. Snoski now tries to make a move. Yep, he's doing it again. He's gonna try turn 1 again. Pericles he's gonna get a good run up high. No, he's not. But Snoski just a terrible run on the inside there. Hawkins, he's gonna try and make a move on the 46. Again, Hawkins, a title contender. He wants that spot. He wants to get a podium and help himself the title hunt. Norman Miller, though, we thought he was gonna be a dark horse for the champion. We thought he was gonna be like an underdog, like a long shot, but no. Miller's been having some great runs since Indy, and he's having another one here. I'd say it's about time to start considering Norman Miller to be a dark horse for the championship. He is retiring at the end of the season. Imagine if he wins a championship in his final year in the series. That would be quite something. Dodge has really had a struggling time in the IES for a while now. It'll be great to see them have. It'll be great to actually see them have a good year. I don't remember. Like, Dodge really didn't have much of a presence last year. I don't think. Did they race last year? I don't think they did. Yeah, I don't think Dodge raced last year. Yeah, like, Dodge has not had a very strong presence as of late. But Hawkins... Oh, wow, Pericles is down to 4th now. That car might not be as strong as it was earlier, as he hasn't been able to make a move, and he's starting to fall back here. He's gonna try and use the outside, though. Trying to use the outside on Sinoski. Sinoski blocks him. Hawkins is now in 2nd place, though. No one's been able to make a move on Brandon Wood. Wood's been pretty much an unmovable object right now. Pericles tried a couple moves, but they haven't worked. Hawkins now is going to try his hand at taking the lead. He's got a good run, but can he take the lead? He needs help. And once again, not getting it. All the help going to Brandon Wood. Oh no, Pericles is going to dive down low. Oh, that's a little too far down, Mr. Pericles. I don't like the line he's taking in that corner. I think he hit the apron. Wood now running around the outside of Sinoski right behind him. Turns 2 and 3 are the prime passing spots on this track. Sinoski now looking on the 32. Didn't make a pass there. We believe there should be pit stops in this race. But we don't really know for sure. Sinoski just kind of... if I know what he's been doing these entire races... Oh, wait, no, caution's out. He can't do anything at the moment because the caution is out for the first time today. Oh, DJ Curtis. Fast is the first practice session, but doesn't look like he's going to have any luck in the race here. Reese Black, title contender, is involved as well. Well, it's, doesn't seem like there's anyone else involved, so that's interesting. We have to see what happens. Well, here's a look at what happened here. Happened in turn number 1. That's not where you normally expect an incident to happen, but we're going to see here. Oh, Reese Black! He slowed all of a sudden. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, something broke on that car, but... something broke in that car. DJ Curtis did not see that coming, got into him, and they just kind of go up and into the wall. Wow, tough break for both those guys. That's just racing. That's just racing. I mean, there's nothing Reese Black could have done. He was deep in traffic. There was nothing Reese could have done there. I mean, he was deep. Not only was he deep in traffic, but he was already hanging into turn number 1. He was already sit on the line, and then it just suddenly broke. Curtis was right there. There was nothing Reese could have done. You see him pulling, trying to pull down, but it was just way too late. He really just had no time. But that is a tough break for Reese Black. It's kind of uncommon. It's kind of weird to see that, as the Dodgers have generally been pretty reliable this season, but an uncharacteristic mechanical failure on the 05 is going to knock Reese Black out of this race. We're going to see pit stops under this caution, but Brandon Wood is staying out. I don't know why he's doing that. We're looking in the back here. I don't know why he's doing that. Everyone else is coming down pit road. I think everyone else, at least. Everyone else? Yeah, Brandon Wood, the only one staying out. I don't know what he's doing. You can see them all there. You can also see Reese Black's torn up 05 there. Contact in the back between Balasek and Johnston. But as I mentioned, I was about to say fuel only for Chris Louvier. I think Johnston also made a fuel only stop. Oh, Curtis got into Duncan there. Good stop for Sinoski, though. We'll have to see what happens to Chris Louvier and John Johnston, though. Those two pitted for fuel only, no tires. Johnston had a collision there in pit road. Let's back up here. See what happens. Let's see. Let's take a look at that. See exactly what happened. Yeah, wow. Things are getting a little messy in pit road here. Johnston pulls out. Valzek pulls in. It's just an unfortunate collision. Oh, Sean Angel is damaged back there. Sean Angel, that could be the end of that could be his race. He's got some pretty heavy damage on pit entry here. Where'd he get that? Let's see here. And oh, Allie Nelson. Why? That was an interesting moment for Nelson there. Momo Ikari's kind of. Let's see here. Oh, Nova gets a little damage on his pit stop. And it's from Dylan Young! The title contenders collide in pit road. But what happens is that it seems that Momo Ikari checks up. Allie Nelson was not paying any attention and just runs into the 48. Sean Angel has nowhere to go. Although Angel's gonna get even more damage as he tries to come in and he bumps Ryan Acosta. So big problems for Sean Angel in pit road here. But so some interesting collisions on pit road, and then let's get back to the green. Well, this is an interesting development. Yeah, Chris Louvier and John Johnston, they pit. So did Brandon Wood. So what were they doing? I don't know what they were doing. They tried some strategy, some really pointless strategy. It didn't work, and they came back down. Brandon Wood's in 38th now. His chance at points long gone. So I don't really know what Brandon Wood was doing there. But what that's done is put Kyle Sinoski in the lead of the race, as he's looking for a second win of the season and Team Umbrella's first win. He's running over. Second is Alex Hawkins. Third is Norman Miller. Fourth is Kyle Miller. Those two are not related. Fifth is James Shelley. Sixth is Nick Pericles. Seventh is Seth Cole. Eighth is Tristan Wilhoit. Ninth is Tyler Faber. And 10th is Phyllis Theodore. 11th is James Soderfox. 12th is Danny Everett. 13th is Justin Cook. 14th is William Duncan. 15th is Bernard Strauss. 16th is Ian Dutta. 17th is Carl Sander. 18th is Kyle Collins. 19th is Alex Perkle. And PJ Williams rounds to the top 20. So, the Wrecking Thunder, interesting pit strategy. Yeah, here's a little interesting tidbit about that, too. The 32 and the 98, both those crews are Wrecking Ball's pit crews. Because, yeah, like, the 98 and 32 teams, those are, because those are the teams of Chris Louvier and Maxwell Chan from the Wrecking Balls. And, they still have their teams, like their pit crews. Oh boy, we've got a wreck immediately on the restart. I don't know what's happened. That's Kyle Miller. And Sean Angel's gone for a spin. Well, they got that damage fixed. No hood on that car, but he's got himself in another incident. Seems Reese Black was not gonna end. His race wasn't over, but now it is. That car is spewing out smoke. Dylan Young and Cosmic Nova have crashed as well. So things just went to hell on the restart. That was a terrible restart. Yeah, they're gonna call that one. They're gonna call a caution and try again here. That was a bad restart. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, the Wrecking Ball's pit crews have been known to make some rather interesting mistakes, and well, I don't think Brandon Wood's too happy, despite yeah. Remember, ooh, that was not smart. They are doing things in the back here. Oh, Nova. Well, Nova's being very frustrated right to the back of Sean Angel, but that just hurt him even further. That could be the end of his race. Dylan Young's race is probably over as well. Yeah, if I can finish what I was saying, Brandon Wood, that is still Maxwell Chan's team. Like, still Maxwell Chan's pit crew. Brandon Wood, not really a fan of the decision to take fuel only, as he had to come back down pit road. Now, let's take a look at what happens. Here's a look at what happens here. Watch the 05. Norman Miller is gonna surprisingly causes this. He gets too aggressive, pushes up into the 05, pushes him into Miller. Well, the other Miller, I mean, Kyle Miller. They go into the wall, and then things start to fall apart. Black gets pushed down the track. A lot of guys missed him, but one of these guys is not going to be so lucky. One of these guys is not going to be as lucky as the others, and if we can keep it going here, we're going to see that here in a moment. And that man is going to be... It seems they did miss, but something happened and caused another wreck. Sean Angel tries to miss it, but DJ Curtis is there, and they get into each other, and oh, Kane gets collected in that, and I believe Reese Black will actually end up driving into this. No. What did Reese Black do? No, he hit Miller. So a lot of confusion happens on this restart. And then we gotta see up here. Oh yeah, there's smoke coming out of the two. Dylan Young's race is over. It seems as a reaction of that, Dylan Young's kind of out of line. He gets turned by Connor Atwood hard into the wall. Good thing is, luckily there's a safer barrier there. Nova gets a piece of that. Not really any good camera angles. Atwood goes back down and into Nova. And Valzak barely missed that, along with Chris Bouvier. Oh, Brandon Wood may have gotten a piece of that. Once again, just in the vein of the 2013 season, Brandon Wood gets the pole, has a good start, and then his race goes awry. And although he has a bit of a derp here on the back, as he kind of just forgets where his brakes are and just bumps into the back of John Johnston. And he gets a piece of Momo Ikari. Everyone's kind of losing their brains in the back here. Not a good thing to see. Well, here's an interesting development. Alex Hawkins has blown up. We're getting word the gearbox has gone on car number 5. The gearbox is gone on that car. That's the end of his race. Oh man, that's a tough break for Alex Hawkins. Championship contender. He did not get a good run at Silverstone, but he was looking great here, but his championship run is starting to look... His championship situation is starting to look more and more bleak here. And the S3 gearboxes have not been very good this week. Sanford lost the gearbox in practice. There's a backup gearbox on car number 24 here. He's in 23rd, by the way. But, yeah, as we go back to green... Miller will now be in 2nd. 3rd is James Shelley. 4th is Nick Pericles. 5th is Seth Cole. 6th, Tristan Wilhoit. 7th is Tyler Faber, 8th is Felix Theodore, 9th James Silverfox, and 10th is Danny Everett, 11th William Duncan, 12th Jokte Cook, 13th Bernard Strauss, 14th Carl Sander, 15th Ian Dutta, 16th Kyle Collins, 17th PJ Williams, 18th Skull Redlick, 19th Jason Perkle, and Alex Perkle rounds out the top 20. And there you see the 5 heading into the pit. He's done. I think that kind of makes Seth Cole to 25 a little nervous. Seth Cole, another title contender. Oh, Seth Cole got a bad restart there. But Seth Cole's another title contender. I think he's hoping his gearbox doesn't go on him. Seth Cole, he really needs some points. And he's in a free-wide situation of Will Hoyt and Faber. Faber having a much-needed good run. This has been a disastrous season for Faber. He comes into this race 41st in points. So, yeah, he desperately needs some points, and he's getting them right now. A fantastic drive by Faber here. Let's hope it lasts. Here's Shelley, though. Shelley has not had a very good... Oh no, I take it back. Shelley's actually had a pretty decent season. He's had some bad luck, especially with engines blowing up on him. But, Shelley has had a pretty decent season. A lot better than his previous season. Almost won at Atlanta, finished 2nd there. And he's had his moments. This has been an average season for Shelley, and I would expect him to... We don't know if he'll return to Cybertron Motorsports next season, but we do believe he will be back next season in general. I mean, although I think he'll be back next season in general, even if he doesn't return to CBM, because Shelley, again, Shelley proving that he does have talent and that he belongs in this series. Some good... Shelley's had some good drives this season. So is Nick Pericles. Pericles hasn't had a lot of luck, but he's had a lot of pace. And despite his terrible season, he has been re-signed by RJ Manson Racing. I mean, I think they're kind of looking at pace, and Pericles had a lot of pace. He just hasn't had a lot of luck. He's gonna try and get past Shelley. He needs to clear him quickly. Nope, can't quite get it. He's having a good run here, though. Hopefully that car will hold up. Miller is getting very close to Shelley there, trying to hold him off. Sanofsky looking to win in front of his home crowd. Sanofsky's already won at Velton's Arena, although that was in his own car. Now he's driving for Team Umbrella, trying to get them their first win. And he's looking good to do it. That 46 has been running very strongly here. Oh, look at that! The CBM's pushing on the outside. You can see they're kind of getting a run around the outside of the 60. Oh man, something tells me we're gonna want to see this. Oh man, look at that slingshot there. The CBM's working together there, and they're catching up to the leaders now. Silver Fox and Shelley working together. Good to see some good teamwork there. And and looks like they're gonna keep pushing each other, and Silver Fox gonna keep pushing Shelley, and is gonna get him past Nick Pericles for third. Silver Fox may be getting 4th here, as Norman Miller is looking on the 46 to try and get the lead, but I don't believe he's gonna get a good run. Miller may want to back out of that one. Shelley, though. Shelley's gonna try the outside. No, he won't. Although Pericles is going to try it. Not the best of runs off that corner. But things are getting a little interesting here. CBM's still hooked up. They're still right behind each other. As Shelley now tries to take 2nd. No one can seem to work their way around the 46. As there's a wreck! That is PJ Williams, a title contender. This has not been a good race for championship contenders, and it continues as Williams is around. It doesn't appear to be the biggest of wrecks, but it has big implications. It's going to knock Williams out of the points. As we head down, we got time for one more restart. This will be the last restart of the day, unless they have another caution. Then we'll go into overtime. But Sanofsky's the leader. Shelley's pretty much got one chance. I think Shelley doesn't have a lot of time left. He's looking for his first win. He does not want to be the bridesmaid yet again. We'll have to see if he can pull it off as we take a look at the replay of what has put us under caution for, I believe, the 4th time today. It seems that Danny Everett's aggression knows no bounds as he dove into the corner and just took out PJ Williams. Man, I thought Everett was done with this. I thought Everett was done wrecking teammates. I mean, Everett's shown some good pace, but jeez. Yeah, to say the least, he just kind of pushed in there and just took out PJ Williams. He's had a good race. I mean, he may be looking at some points here, but still, you don't just run over your teammate, especially when he's fighting for the championship. Oh man. Luckily, in this case, unlike with the Richard Young incident in the Slim Jim series, Williams does not have a whole lot of damage and is able to drive away. But Everett, not what he should have done. He's been called the race control after the race there. I think Everett's proven that he does have some talent, but he needs to get that aggression. He needs to get that aggression in check because it's causing some big problems here. I'm sorry. Chip Davidson is the one that turned Richard Young in the Slim Jim race. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of Danny Everett wrecking Cosmic Nova at Sonoma back when he was still driving for the Wrecking Thunder. Yeah, that's the incident I was thinking of, so I apologize. But yeah, Danny Everett's aggression knows no bounds. That's gonna earn him a trip to the hauler. Let's get back to the green. We've got ourselves a 2-lap shootout on our hands. You can see the drivers out of the race here. Chris Louvier dropped out of the race mysteriously. He is citing no fuel. I think the fuel tank may have went out on that car. But here we go. Snoski is first. Shelley is second. Third is Miller. Fourth is Silver Fox. Fifth is Pericles. Sixth is Theodore. Seventh is Will Hoyt. Eighth is Cole. Ninth is Favor. And Strauss is 10th. 2 laps to go. We got 2 laps to get on their hands. Shelley does not have a whole lot of time. He only has 2 laps, but he's going to give it a shot. He needs a good restart here if he wants to. He needs a good restart. He's also going to want to hope that Snoski doesn't get such a good start, but Snoski's really been on these in this race. And here we go. On a good jump by Snoski there. 2 laps to go. Shelley got a solid restart. Silver Fox trying to pass Miller. He may try to help his teammate out. But I don't know if he's going to be able to get him. No! Miller has had a very strong car out here. But Shelley is looking. He's got a shot here. He's going to give it a try. He's only got 1 or 2 tries at this. And he's still there. He is there. I think he may have him. He might have him into free. Oh, good run on the outside by Snoski there. Oh, nope. I think Snoski got him. Yep, Snoski's got the win. Or at least he made that pass stick. White flag in the air. Snoski is trying to block. Oh, no, terrible run for Shelley there. Oh, no, I think that's all she wrote. I think Snoski will be winning in front of his home crowd. Shelley now under fire from Norman Miller in the 40. Shelley's going to try to hold off that 40 car, but it does. I don't know if it's going to be able to do it. Shelley, bridesmaid once again, it looks like, but he will hold on to second. But off the final corner, Kyle Snoski. He's retiring at the end of the season. But he's going to, off the final corner, he's going to get Team Umbrella their first win, and he's going to win in front of his home crowd here at Pocono. Second win of the year for Snoski. First ever win for Team Umbrella. Congratulations to him. Second, James Shelley, bridesmaid once again, but I think he'll take those points. Third is Norman Miller. Fourth is James Silverfox. Fifth is Tristan Wilhoit, a much needed fifth for him. Nick Pericles, though, 6th place. Oh, boy. Yeah, Pericles, we can hear Pericles very excited. He's very happy to finally get some points, and not only that, but almost a top 5 there. 7th is Theodore. 8th is Cole. That's some good points for him. 9th is Dave Cook. And 10th is Bernard Strauss. Great day for Cybertron as all their cars finish in the top 10. very interesting race here at Pocono with a pretty exciting finish. Congratulations to Kyle Sinoski, who is going to actually win in front of his home crowd. We don't see it too often, but it's happened here. But that will be it for this week. Be sure to stick around next week when we're going to head way overseas to the United Arab Emirates to race at the Dubai circuit. A recently built track over there, and it should produce an interesting race. So without further ado, that is it for today. Be sure to see us next time. Here comes Results and Sayings. You've been watching a production of the INORL Racing Network. Racing Uncontained. I'm signing off, and I'll see you next time.